having the same argument.
That could also.
And you know what? No, having been in a couple, I think it's more likely that you're just not having the same argument and misunderstanding each other at every turn.
That doesn't bother me so much.
Same.
As long as I'm right. And I am.
Well, just because you're right doesn't mean I'm wrong.
Alright, I'm gonna kick you out of the voice chat right now, give you a couple minutes to think about what you just said, and then you can come back in when you've decided to be a normal human being.
It may have been purposeful.
Yep.
See you in hell.
No, you won't, cause
I believe that I fucking will.
no, you
You
won't.
sodomite.
I've paid way too many indulgences to go to hell, Sinod. You don't understand.
I'm sorry, but I need to prove you wrong right now.
You can't do that.
What's
That
up?
doesn't matter.
What's up?
This is a little bit contrived and a little bit derivative, so I'm
You're
just
right.
gonna...
This is me. I'm wrong. All right. All right. Let's go back.
You still haven't seen me. Just for the record, you still haven't
I made
seen
a
me.
new voice channel to. I mean, C is a relative term.
You didn't even capitalize the H. It doesn't count. It doesn't matter.
It's a type of hell.
It's
It's
a
not
type of
the
hell.
hell.
No, this server is a type of hell. You don't need to put me in a voice chat.
I'm pretty sure you're the most active person on this server.
Thank you. I'm doing my best to make it as unhellish as possible.
I can respect that.
It's mostly Archon and Chili's fault that it's still crap. Alright, so last... Who remembers what we did last? Who remembers
I
what we did
do.
last? Ermiker.
I lassoed a snake.
A snack. That's right.
Yes, you did.
And then
I
let
was
it
going
go.
to sleep to go in the morning to collect a reward from Lord Hesperix. Kato.
I did some investigation.
Yeah.
Investigation.
I don't know why Shelly laughed so hard at that,
Me neither.
but I can respect though.
No. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, now I'm worrying about it.
Whoa!
What
Nothing.
is going on?
Nice. Thanks. Saying nice. Thanks, Chili. You dried up
Incredible.
old trout.
Oh!
Right. So.
I don't know what I'm missing here.
Yeah, well, I do, but anyways. So, yes, that is what happened. We, I believe we did, in fact, end on getting a long rest, and then coming back the next day. So, we will pick up right there. You all wake up at your various times, at your various places, and the day is yours.
Who would like to start?
You can all roll initiative if you can't decide.
Sure.
I didn't know it was that hard, but okay.
Oh, let me check it out. Open my thing. Oh, damn.
Well, I'm definitely not going first.
Oh, it's 1d20. Never mind.
Right.
Aha. Oh, wait. Wrong chat.
Every time. Every single time.
Just
R1D20.
We just said, ooh!
Oh.
how did you get lower than 5?
Alright. Go on, Synod.
What do you see?
Well, shit. Wait, Tara didn't roll. Tara gets to roll.
Tara here?
Go ahead, Tara.
Oh, shit. Hey.
It's
22!
Oh my god!
Well, alright, so
Yeah.
it's an 18, but yes. Okay.
It's still higher than a 15.
It
It's
is.
higher than all of ours.
I
You're
agree.
starting, Kato.
What do you
All
want to
right.
do with your dad?
Yep.
I don't know. What?
Oh no.
Let's try that.
More daggers.
You're gonna go steal more daggers, I guess.
None. Never enough.
Sure.
Sure.
Fuck. Quit doing that.
Alright, you know the drill.
You know
Okay.
and so
Oh god,
do
you're just
I.
gonna steal. Kato's just gonna have millions of daggers.
I can't wait to see her shirt be made out of daggers.
It's armored.
Okay.
I guess it is.
She never has to loot because she's got plenty of daggers. Like,
Yeah.
Like, do you need a grappling hook?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
a grappling dagger.
Yeah, my grappling dagger. Yeah, sure. I made a rope out of daggers. Can we use that?
You see, I used the blade to make it intertwined somehow.
Honestly, though.
All right. You just going for? Is there no upper limit again?
I mean, why limit
Yeah, just
yourself
as
to
many as I
daggers
can
at
get.
this point?
Oh.
You can literally just steal people.
You could just steal anything. I mean, you technically, if you were stealing people, the paladin might have a problem with that, you know,
Maybe.
slavery and all that,
Yeah.
semantics and whatnot.
Well, plus he's Jewish, so he's gonna have a real problem with it.
Ah,
So, with a 14, you managed to get almost a dozen daggers.
Alright.
Before you're,
Caught by the guards.
yeah, before you have your hands chopped off with your own daggers. Before you meet up with Athen to go and collect the reward, or just yourself, whatever.
I'll meet up with Athens
Okay.
after.
Sure. Okay, sign up. You're next.
Oh, crud.
Wrong answer.
what was the question?
Hey, Athens. When you came down this morning to leave the inn, I asked you when you'd be back. What was your answer?
Ooh.
probably around the morning.
Yes, when you came down this morning to leave to go collect your reward with Tara
Oh.
and Kato.
I'll probably be back in like the afternoon, maybe a little bit before.
Lovely.
Shouldn't take too long.
And now for the things that everybody hates, me asking questions.
Yay!
That's not
so-
until we did.
Clarification.
I mean, maybe you shouldn't have rolled a 2 and just started first if you were
Ah.
upset about it.
I'm still sleeping, so you can't ask me questions.
sure.
I was not going to ask Raugam any questions. Ever.
The problem solved.
Anyway,
Yes.
so the libraries in this place require an admission or a reference for the most part, right?
The Scriptorium of Primeval Knowledge does because of what the title is. But you could
Yeah,
go
Primeval
into
Knowledge,
the
okay.
majority of libraries perfectly fine.
Yeah, I would just like to find a general library. You know, the place students would go to, like, cram for an exam and shit. I'm not looking for any particular type of knowledge. If that doesn't exist, then I can choose a type of knowledge. I just want to work on my intelligence while I
Yes,
have something to
there's
do.
Of course, there's general. So you'll go and spend your early morning, late afternoon,
Yes.
or early afternoon, I should say. Late morning, early afternoon. Okay. And it's plains.
Well, gonna go downstairs, get an omelet, and then go meet up.
Okay.
You and your omelets, man.
Omelets are good.
Raugam, what are you doing?
I clearly wake up. I
Okay.
have an inkling. I want to know if there's a place
Yep.
where only my kind can go here in town, like an underground, like.
The sewers, you mean?
Well,
'Cause that's
not
what
like
would be underneath.
or just dwarves, or just like my kind of people.
That's really racist.
So.
I think that's the most racist thing you've said that has been said this entire campaign.
Oh, what? No. Oh, well, she
Let's
said.
put it on the
maybe.
list.
Let's not. Let's not get
Rank
started
it
on
first.
what
Hold
Talia
on, what else?
said.
We could start ranking it.
Yeah, that seems like a good use of your time. So.
Is there a place like where like a secret hideout or like like dwarves?
Sure, no. So
The Dwarven
there's,
Underground.
there's places that dwarves prefer, just like there's places that Latinos or whatever Slavs prefer to go to. It's not strictly prohibited for an elf or a halfling to go in there, but you know, they're gonna get looks, maybe gonna be harassed a little bit, maybe, or in the case of the dwarves, they'll probably just be bantered out of the building. But there are places where mostly dwarves congregate. It's not quite divided along those lines. The Empire only cares really about citizenship, not so much race or gender, for that matter. But yes, you can find
Very
something
progressive.
very.
I'm hoping to go to a place where maybe I can find some rare ingredients that only dwarves would come across, or have knowledge only dwarves.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that you can do that. It won't take you too long. Probably a little bit less, just under an hour, probably, to to figure out a place. And holy shit. And so you'll go in. You'll you only speak Dwarven in this particular lodge, shall we say? And so you're greeted and welcomed and all that good stuff. I assume you'll be looking for somebody or something in particular.
Is it like a market style, or is it a bar lounge style?
It's kind of it's like a bar lounge, like a speakeasy.
You never know.
A tavern.
It's not like Little Italy or some place where it's just only, or Little China, something like that. It's not quite that. There are some buildings that have clear and obvious dwarven architecture on them around, but this is more of a singular building where people gather, like a speakeasy, maybe like a tavern.
Okay. Do I need any proof, to get through the entrance, kind of thing? Yeah.
They can pretty much tell from what you look like that you're a dwarf.
Okay, so I can stroll in and take a look around, see my. Can I, given what I look like phenotypic characters, is there anyone of similar, maybe either whether it be tribal tattoos that might be similar to anything of mine that would be any resemblance to me, or even close, even a cousin? I don't know,
man. They all look alike. What do you want from me? All right, so there's a small spectrum of dwarves. Most are, well, some of them look positively Triscani. The majority of them look like they're Alpish dwarves. There's a couple from the Pyrenees. And how much time are you going to spend in here? All day, if that's what it takes.
Yeah.
All right. So after a few hours, you do see someone walk in who's dressed rather warmly,
Hey.
like he's from a more colder, cold climate. And,
That's my dude. That's my dude. Let me.
He doesn't look like a relative, but
no, but he might be from my region.
Right, but
Yeah.
it looks like he's from a colder region, and there's not many that you know of that would dress that way. You recognize some of the symbols or whatever.
Yeah.
So he enters. He takes a seat actually at the bar on a
Hell yeah.
appropriately sized stool.
I'm going up there and I'm like the barkeep and be like, his first round's on me. As well as I buy myself around it.
Okay. 1 second.
Nicked.
Let's find out here. Right. Alright, so you do that. You buy him one. He looks over at you. Gamut Manun. That's just Dwarven for hello. It's fine.
Okay. I was like,
What do I have the honour of this for?
you look like an area I'm looking to head towards.
I look like a mountain range, do I? That's a great compliment.
It's like I think I have ties up there, and I'm hoping by heading that direction, I can have a little bit more understanding of said ties, or even have a even a few of my questions.
Right, what are you, an expat or something?
Not sure. Because I'm gonna look at this way. I'm like, I have a name. I have a name and an area, and I'm hoping to see what happened with my name, because I have no recollection.
Right, well, it seems like this will be a good point to do introductions then, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Right.
Yes. I am Raugen Caskbane. That is all I know.
You
I
are
don't know.
shitting me. The cask. Oh, you're a Caskbane, and you're just admitting that, are you?
And then I kind of quiet down and kind of look around and kind of be like, am I
Nobody
supposed-
noticed. Nobody noticed.
Okay. I'm like, and I'm gonna be like, am I not supposed to say that freely?
Oh, you can say it down here for all I care, as much as you want. You're heading up north to the Kjolin dwarves. I might keep that a bit under wraps, lad. Well, I suppose I should say sir, shouldn't I? Sir.
The plot thickens.
Like, well, you might just be the guy I'm looking for to help.
Alright, I'm not that kind of dwarf.
No.
Oh, Christ. Fuck you guys.
Great, that was great.
I'm sorry that I'm funny.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
And the dwarf?
It's like, well, maybe I can start with you, sir. What can you tell me about my name and who I am? Because I woke up down here, and I've been traveling with friends trying to figure out who I am.
Amnesia. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, but remember, that's above my IQ level, so we gotta keep this.
What, seriously? Another stupid character we have here? Alright. Why not, we'll just trope it up then. Right. How long ago was this? How much do I have to fill you in on?
I was like, well, it's like let's start with
Yeah.
the basics. Let's start with the basics, and if I get really intrigued, we'll keep drinking, and you can keep talking.
Well, alright. Did you remember leaving freely, or is it against your will?
Well, I have.
This is your chance
That-
to make your own lore if you want.
Yeah. I'm working on it. I have a feeling it was not by my choice, even though it wasn't supposed to be an option. I feel.
Well, the Caskbanes were removed from their position for indiscretions of power, shall we say?
Really?
That's the going story, right? And not a lot of people, not everybody follows that, but if you're smart, you'll toe the line.
So what is it you believe?
I think that the powers that be got a wee bit ambitious and removed you. I don't recall rumours or any real problems that people had with the Caskbanes from my time, but now that's a no-no. The few minor Caskbanes that stayed in the Kulin Mountains were married off quickly and quietly, and nobody kept that surname. Sir.
Can you tell me? And then I'm just gonna definitely look at this guy and be like, all right, with the sir. Be like, I bought you a drink. We're equals here, sir. But
Sir?
Oh, we are certainly not equals. I do not come from nobility.
nobility. Hold up, fam.
We've said this before. This isn't. We've talked about this before. This shouldn't be news to you.
Nah, but not.
What did you not take notes, Chili?
Yeah. I did take notes, but it's just that was just from reading. So, I mean, because for all I knew, that was not written by an actual dwarf.
Yeah, that's correct. It was not written by a dwarf. Yeah.
So like it's so it's easy to take that skeptically.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at this guy and be like, okay, so if I'm of said nobility, and I'm gonna air quote that,
Right.
how many other nobilities of said Caskbanes are there? Was it just me, or did my parents have? Were there more brothers and sisters?
Well, that survived.
For fuck's sakes!
That survived. Chili. Take your
Sorry.
time.
That was really engaging.
I love having a conversation with
I turned off
myself.
the timer.
It's so much fun. Okay.
The timer just.
All right.
wouldn't sit
I
up.
didn't know. I thought you were still at your mic.
No,
You
okay,
mean
now.
ones that survived?
Sure, let's start with there.
There's
Yeah.
about 5 or 6 that were allowed to live in arranged marriages.
Allowed, huh? I'm just instantly feeling anger, like, because you said allowed,
Mm-hmm.
like they were not. Like I'm starting to feel an injustice against my family. Can you tell me of why? What is this horrible crime that seems to be traveling along with my name?
Abuses of power. You betrayed the
Abuses
trust of your
of
fellow
power.
dwarves. Manipulated their efforts for your own gains. Your pride rose higher than your ability.
Interesting.
Ah.
I'll drink to that.
Where's my hold on,
When are you not drinking?
where's my-
When
where's
are
my-
you not drinking?
Yeah, that might be a shorter list.
Any day that is not a
Okay,
Monday or a Thursday.
Oh, what?
But from my readings in
Right.
in very extensive libraries, um, it says that there were no threats or assassinations with Havaskar. And that there was an occasional challenge, but it seems like the family was just kind of ripped apart. But it completely contradicts what you were suggesting.
That's a very fine bit of context, lad. Whoops. It's very fine bit of context, lad. Sir, rather. Dwarves are loath to kill each other. I'm sure you understand that. So why not have somebody else do
Yeah, I
it?
get that one.
I love this.
Yeah.
That's just lazy.
That's just
No, it's semantics. It's semantics.
you know as well as I do.
But why? But
Go on.
But if I had extensive knowledge in brewing, how would we have this? if the Caspians had this extensive, quote unquote, extensive knowledge of brewing, why were we? I mean, we just grew money. It didn't seem like we were power hungry at that point.
Well,
It didn't.
that was the
That
claim.
doesn't seem to be.
And with no Caskbanes left to challenge that claim, the people slowly fell in line. There's only one narrative that's given off by the powers that be.
And that it.
And that is that you all abused your powers, abused your countrymen, put profits above the people.
Fucking commies.
Well,
Fucking comments.
I would like to either discover whether or not that is true. It is untrue, then bring justice to my name and allow my remaining name and family ties to live peacefully and not fear, for that is not in our nature.
Right. Well,
Perhaps you can assist. Perhaps you can assist me in this quest.
I'd rather take more of a distanced support role if you don't mind. I'm not particularly interested
You can
in
point.
throwing my life away.
Well, if you could at least point me in the right direction,
North.
a good starting point. No.
Right.
I'm gonna clink my glass to his and be like, no shit, and take a drink.
I'm glad to see that this exile, as it were, has not killed your sense of humour. Right.
I wish I could remember what made me leave, though, or who made me leave.
If only you had access to the DM and could have established a little bit of this before this happened.
Yeah, well,
Well.
I was hoping. Well, I can't-
Improvisation on
Well.
the spot. Let's go.
well, I did send you a thing, but
I'm fine to do. Oh, you mean your backstory, the original one? Do I need to review it? Did I miss that? Did I mess something up?
kind of.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, chilly.
Things are messed up.
We tried our best, and that's all that matters.
Ever so slightly, I can resend it to you, Spiffy.
I should have it. I have Rowan backstory. I have it.
Okay.
He makes notes.
Well, I did
Well,
it.
she
wonder
sent
if we
me
should do
the.
that.
She sent me a page of backstory.
It was a solid page.
It was. It is. It's a solid page.
I'm pretty sure it's not. It's definitely digital. But
Well,
I'm
it's a relative term.
I'm more. If you're looking at it, it's the first, second, third. I think it's the fourth paragraph that I'm
Yeah,
trying
I'm
to
seeing that now.
lead into. You started off great, like the Raga. Yeah, it's like, haha, you were doing so well.
Alrighty, I will weave that.
The last
in.
paragraph we can kind of, I'll say the last paragraph we can kind of change, ignore.
The
kind of
last
thing. But
paragraph
that
is the easiest part to weave.
I mean, well, you're doing sure, fine, okay, but like the third one or fourth. I'm sorry, the fourth one is
I
the
see it.
which I could easily be reintegrated in.
I can certainly include a tribal chief. That's or the new
Or
king, shall we
the
say?
clan chief, yeah, whatever it may be. Yeah.
The clan. All right, I will work on that.
Cool.
We will. We may need to retcon. Probably not. I'll try not to, but I'll. We'll work on that. Anyways.
Well.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys can. How about I just like so I don't take up a whole
Well,
bunch.
no, we're not going to retcon it right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was
Right.
just gonna be like, since I might not learn a whole lot at the moment, let
Right.
them talk
Okay.
about what goes on up north. What's going on now. Just kind of with the what's up current. Let that happen the rest of the day, kind of, or at
Okay.
least afternoon, kind of.
Okay. All right. So you spend a few hours with this Kjolin.
I never did get
citizen.
Kjolin. Yeah.
I had a name for him too.
Okay. Because I was saying we did intros, didn't we?
We did, and then you said your last name, and I got a bit screwy. Let's do that shite. Fuck you.
Yes, please, Daddy.
Yeah. No, not Fabio.
It's not. Fabio.
No.
It's a very dwarven name that reeks of,
Alright. Udek. I will
Ale,
write that
dwarven
down for
ale.
you.
It reeks of something.
I will even give him a last name.
There we go.
Yas, Queen.
Oh no.
Oh yes, Daddy.
No.
Oh yes.
No.
Yeah.
Alright, so.
He's not an axe biter. Not an axe biter, is he? Okay.
He's not an ankle biter? No, he's not an ankle biter.
And it's just
Axe biter.
Oh.
Hey, that was a dwarf joke
Jimmy
right
axe
there.
biter. Killborn. Killborn. Okay. Anyway.
No,
Okay.
Kjolin is the mountain range.
Right.
And
And
that's
then
taken. Right
Killborn
from-
led by the Grimney axe biter. Anyway. Okay, that works.
Hello. Okay, so we'll go to Athen and Cato.
alright.
You meet up just inside or outside the city walls. Begin your trek up to up to the manor of Lord Hesperax.
Alright. Hey, is that gonna take just like an hour?
Yes, you will. Yeah, that's about an hour. You arrive to find that the guards are a lot more amicable this time around, oddly enough. And you are escorted in to where Lord Hesperax is seated in his office. On your way, you are greeted by the lady of the house, and
Madam.
yes, and then escorted in. Was it the guy who was doing the Harris voice for? Can't recall. We'll just say it is. Good afternoon, both of you. Richard Harris, that's what it was.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I need to thank you once again for rescuing my son. And I have here a small sum of here a small sum of 500 gold for both of you.
Huh. It's a lot.
As well. Well, everything is all relative, man.
He just had some spare change laying around, just to
Yeah,
toss
yeah.
to you guys.
Yeah,
That's true.
he cracked open the piggy bank, and there just happened to be 500 gold in there.
He was like, I guess I'll give him the scraps.
Open that dusty wallet there.
As far as he's concerned, you actually did save his son.
That's true. I mean, I did.
You should be happy with the play that you both put on.
I also have a...
It's more of a shoulder cape. It's not quite a demi cape. It just goes. It's almost like a pauldron. That's made out of cloth that has his coat of arms on it.
I also have these 2 cloth pauldrons for both of you. To know that you are always welcome here, and that you have our support in your endeavors.
Oh, how very gracious of you. Thank you.
Why, thank you, kind sir.
You are most welcome. I trust that you both will be staying around for a while, or will you be setting off shortly?
I will have to see about my friends. They have some errands to run here. Once those are finished, we will see. I'll be sure to let you know, though.
Yes, if you would be so kind, I would have at least a little bit of bodyguard work for you, if you choose to stay.
May I take you on that offer if we are still here? What am I hearing?
There's a snake in this catfish's mouth.
Just lasso it.
Yeah. What's the problem?
Ew, because I stick my hand in catfishes because they tend to eat the hooks. Now that they live there.
Huh?
Uh,
Anyways.
Calm thyself. It's obviously not happening right in front of you. Anyways, so you both just have a early lunch, late breakfast, a brunch, if you will, and have a little bit of friendly discussion. Unless there's something that you all want to directly cover, you can head back as soon as that's done.
I will be sure to remind Lord Hesperex that though we have saved his son, there may still be plots because of Lord Tulis, so keep an eye on him.
Well, that will most certainly happen, whether he likes it or not.
We're just gonna look at Sirius and give him a thumbs up, and I guess I'll leave.
Oh, okay.
It's just such a weird way to meet him.
But memorable, and that's all that really matters.
Yeah, definitely memorable. You're gonna get that smell off my cloak.
Ooh. So, you begin your walk back. That'll be another hour, so that's probably mid-afternoon for you.
Alright, one more question.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm not getting this right. Wrong. Did both of us get 500, or are we splitting 500?
He gave you 500 total.
Okay,
Split it
we'll
however you
just
see fit.
split it half.
Damn. That's a lucrative job right there.
250. It might be more than you would have made if you had been with Cassia. Maybe.
Well, I have more jobs lining up still now because of it. Cassia doesn't have to worry too much.
Cassia still hasn't even finished her own job, so she's got.
It's still waiting for her. All's well that ends well.
Sure.
They didn't have the Scooby-Doo gang. They found me out.
Damn, son. That is hot. So,
I don't know. But I do okay.
right, so, you'll make it back to the town mid-afternoon. Talia's probably going to be most of the day. Ralgum will...
I was gonna meet back.
Oh, that's right. You both are...
Yep.
at the tavern.
I
Okay.
got a few things to do, I think.
Then...
I had insinuated as much. Yes.
Yes, you're right.
I suppose.
You can meet up whenever you choose then.
I'm just heading straight back, so
Okay.
do going to the tavern. Do.
So
Oh,
so
hey.
that's like... That's half, but alright. What are you gonna do, Kato?
Just have
What was the what now?
nothing special.
Okay.
I just...
Alright. Well, if you want to do something special, you know what to do. So, after a little while, Athen returns to the taverna. Talia's already there, or gets there shortly. You two definitely see each other. You're not trying to hide or anything. So, enter. There you go.
Athens, my friend. Back from your errands?
Yes, I am. How are you?
I'm quite well. I was, well, you know a little bit about, the mark on my forehead and the fact that I'm here to try to get it off and all that lovely story of when we first met. What?
Julie, don't make me smack you.
You're not there. Shut it.
There goes my flow. Thanks, Chili. Fuck you.
You're looking for black market Asper blood.
That's true.
And get back on
Well-
topic.
I did some research, and it seems some of the components for, the ritual to remove this mark, and thus remove the, annoyance of being accosted by vile cultists at seemingly every turn. Where do they even come from at this point? They must have chapter houses all over the freaking continent. Never mind that. Seems that some of the ingredients are quite hard to find, and, as I'm in a rush to get rid of it, I have taken it upon myself to, maybe investigate some of the more gray areas of the city in hopes that someone may have acquired some in maybe a less than imperially legal fashion, of course. And given the way we met and your particular skills, I was hoping that you would accompany me in case, shall we say, I lacked the funds to purchase said items.
Are you pick make for this? What do you mean?
What?
If I lack the funds, I'm not your piggy bank.
No. I thought I was the one with the like room temperature IQ here.
Oh!
Not
Sorry, I'm barely paying attention.
I noticed. Well, yes. If I lacked the funds, I wasn't gonna ask you to pay for it. I was gonna ask you to help me steal it, because of your particular skills.
I know I have those particular skills. I got work lined up here.
Out of curiosity, wouldn't stealing go against your religion of some sort, or your
He
belief?
said redemption, nothing about
Redemption,
stealing.
nothing about stealing. I'm chaotic good, man. As long as good things can come out of it, And it was
Yeah, it's
it was
like-
stolen in the first place. So
He's gonna
really,
redeem
I'm
himself.
just reacquiring it for a better use.
It's just, just borrowing.
Indefinitely.
Definitely.
Well, how about this? If you should ever require anything from me that I can help you with, I won't ask questions, and you will have a open favor. How about that, if you will help me with this? As something tells me that although I might be able to talk myself out of a lot, talking greedy thieves out of their merchandise is probably not within my skill set.
Fine, let's get it done.
Brilliant! I knew I could count on you.
Brilliant.
I
You know,
never
Chili,
can-
maybe you could benefit from a little bit more fucking role playing,
Yeah.
given that you're playing D&D.
Unless you become a really sexy daddy, I don't think so.
Whoa.
We have one here. Why aren't you, responding to him?
Yeah, hello.
Somebody's a little pent up and took that
You're
the way
doing
it was not
Well,
meant.
Daddy DM needs. He knows what he needs to do to help me.
Oui, c'est molt
Yeah.
très facile, n'est-ce
Yes.
pas? Petit chili.
Wait a minute.
See, I don't fucking know.
He probably called me a crayon-eating monster or something like that.
It's not far off.
Yeah.
Right, so. So you knew he was going to do it. That's why you did a 20-minute song and dance routine about trying to get him to do it.
Going around in circles about the
Alright.
Cascade. What
Alright,
the fuck they did.
so you
God,
get,
that was something.
sort of a commitment, half-hearted. It's more than you had a second ago, right? So
Indeed. I'll take it. We're gonna head off to the, I believe it was
Oh, wow.
southeastern side of the city. I might be wrong on that, but that's what I have written down.
eastern side. Yep.
Okay.
You're going to head off to the eastern side. Easily done.
Yes, and so we're looking for a black market. I'm just wondering if it would be underground. Any seedy taverns or bars around that look particularly, shall we? Well, I guess I'd have to roll for that shit, wouldn't I?
Look at you.
What?
It's almost like you've been playing D&D. D&D.
That would be-
Would it be
Perception?
investigation?
It'll be
Or
investigation.
investigation.
It'll be investigation.
Oh, that's. How
Here,
about
I'll sit you with it.
I'll aid Plains in his investigation.
I have 0.
I have -1.
Okay.
Roll again. Oh god!
This is why I shouldn't roll. I don't have anything for investigation.
Me
Wow.
neither. That's just terrible luck. Well, I guess we just go on our way a little bit.
You
And try again, I
yeah.
guess.
You
Nobody has a
are
tell.
in the eastern section of town. You are quite dogged and determined to find it. And you spend the rest of your afternoon trying to find some sort of tip-off, some sort of appearance, some sort of seedy bar. You get the runaround when you ask, and some people just shoo you away. So it's well into the evening, like probably 6:30. And you finally just stumble by chance, because you're a paladin. You don't automatically think, oh, I need to go down this side street, or I should really go down this alley to get what I'm looking for.
Speaking of paladin, I'm wearing my cloak and my armor is quite stored away.
Of course
So,
it is.
the symbols of my religion are not prevalent on my body. I'm wearing a cloak. I'm
Right.
Very
and,
much.
and you're gonna change your entire attitude, right? So nobody can pick up on this. Well, let's find out. Well, let's find out. Before Athen actually picks out a little looking like a hole in the wall, seedy.
Well, diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yeah. Ugh. God. Yeah, but without that disgusting pig that is Guy Fieri. He's a walking, talking ball of grease, is what he is.
I'm not gonna say anything about that.
I'm not even talking about figuratively. I mean literally, because all he does is shove fried foods down his fat mouth. So, I don't like him.
So
He
you're
shouldn't be.
skinny twat, is
He
what I'm
doesn't
hearing.
deserve the popularity that he's gotten. He's a slob. So,
Wow.
find. Yeah, I have a lot of opinions on a lot of things, but nobody cares enough to ask. So.
Heavy loaded, my
Well,
dude.
if you want to talk about that sort of stuff, we can have those talks.
No, not really. At one point, I do want to talk about who in this group believes in genetic memory, but that's a long conversation.
Genetic memory.
Hey, genetic memory.
Hey, that's
interesting.
up my alley. Now you're talking. Hello.
Chile.
To that.
Good
That
one.
was-
Products of our
I had
environment,
a
or
whole
products of our
course on
culture.
that, motherfuckers.
So,
Really? There's a course on genetic memory?
It was tied into my genetics course, yeah. I was a 300 level.
Cool.
Interesting.
Oh well, then you can spearhead the whole thing. Cool. Cool. Give us your lecture, Chili.
No,
So,
no, not.
You find this. It doesn't even appear. It doesn't have a name. That's on this placard or the storefront or anything like that. You just notice that there are people hanging outside of it, and when you look inside, and when Athen takes a peek inside, there are plenty of people sitting around and eating, drinking, various races, various genders, all that good stuff. And you do, in fact, find a seedy-looking bar, tavern, inn. Maybe this place specializes in hourly room rates, if you know what I mean. Something like that. But anyways, you find one that looks pretty promising. And I'll assume you go in.
Yes, we will go
Okay,
in.
Okay.
And as we go in, let's see. Nope. That's. I would assume with an 8 in perception, nobody really stands out.
Alright, let me take a look with my awful rolls.
Well, what are you even looking for? Because I don't know. So, do you even know?
I'm not quite sure.
Could I try to
But I'm sure
have a
that
look
if I
around and see
saw
if,
it, I would know that was what I was looking for.
Sure,
could I
you can
try to have
look
a look around and see if I recognize anyone who
course.
looks up shady dealings? Like, I might recognize someone from a shady
Everybody.
deal once ago.
Okay.
How?
How do you get 2 nat ones in a row, man? Alright, fuck that. Fuck that.
Such
I'll just walk up to the bar, sit down, and give a glance at Athens to sit next to me, and I'll order a drink.
Okay.
Alright, so I'll go sit next to you and have the drink.
And how much will that cost?
You're just getting a regular drink?
Just a regular ale that I'm probably not even going to drink.
It.
Do you-
It'll be like 2
It's
silver.
doopy. It
2
doopy
silver?
like that.
Well, 1 silver.
I'm-
Per drink, so 2 total.
Okay. I'm gonna slide over 8 silver. And
Goodness.
give. Yeah. Because greasing palms is a great way to get information. Alright? That's what I've
Right.
learned.
Yeah. Anything's possible with Monday.
Money.
Monday.
Money.
Alright, so you're gonna hand over 8. The barkeeper will look at it and be like, well, alright, you want something else then?
Indeed, I was looking for maybe something less material. I was Bing,
Well,
you might have some
no,
information
but-
for me.
You sure got plenty of information. There, lovely. How about you put them on the glass first?
Oh,
I'm sorry, what did he just say?
I think we all heard what he said.
I think we all
But
know
we
what
can say
you
it again.
Yeah, I could say it again. I could ask one of my barbacks to say it again if you'd like. There's no need to be particularly cheesed off. We can all tell what you're doing here.
Take a very deep breath.
Please start a fight without your armor on. Please start a fight without your armor on.
I know what you're doing here. I know what you're doing here. It's not gonna work. Not gonna work.
So you're gonna break character, okay. Go on.
Well, look, man. I have some experience in these places.
Look.
It's in before look, man. Okay. Okay.
Damn it.
Interesting.
Jesus, Shelly, what's that laugh?
But I guess I'll just palm it. And this might bite me in the ass, and I'll just say, well, I guess then you don't want the coin.
Lame.
And roll 24 in persuasion.
Huh?
For wanting that fucking coin enough to give me information.
Me like gold, no.
Alright. Just thought I could get a little 2-for-1 thing situation going on here. I'll take the coin. Elevated heart rate isn't going to save my life anytime soon. So,
Man.
this is a gnome, by the way.
Interesting.
I'm a good
Well,
gnome.
my good sir, I am... Because we are all gentlemen here,
Nah.
obviously. And I'll just give a sardonic look around the room.
Sure.
And just say, I'm looking for someone dealing in questionably attained items. And if you could direct me in the right direction to find one of these, I'm sure, very honorable individuals.
I'm gonna laugh.
Maybe
if
there's
you-
a little more silver in it for you.
I'm gonna laugh if he points you into the direction where I'm at.
Yeah, it's not the same bar. He could just point you to the door. Right. Normally the town guard tries harder to cover up the sting operations. So I'll just so even if you're even if this is gonna bite me in the ass, you're not doing a very good job of it. So you're probably not that confident. Right. What is the nature of these items?
Rare gems, alchemical ingredients.
Rare gems and alchemical. Oh, sure. It's like 3 people around here. They can help you out with that. This is quite the scholarly town. People need these sorts of things.
Sorry.
As
Wrong.
I thought.
Wrong context.
So, I'll for a few more silver, I'd be happy to arrange a meeting with one of them.
How about this?
Hmm.
You get a whole gold. You arrange meeting with one of them and give me directions to the other 2.
I'll give you the directions to the other 2 after you meet the first one.
Then you get half the gold now.
Deal.
Alright, slide over 5 silver.
Okay. He takes it. Alright. Here's a key to room, I don't know, whatever, 5A. Give me about 30, 45 minutes. You can just let yourself in.
Wonderful. Pleasure doing business.
Of course. Always happy to help. And he'll
Come along, Olympian.
go on to something
I'll
else.
just
Somebody else.
not gonna say a word. Just gonna follow. Not gonna say anything yet.
Yeah. Why do work if you don't have to?
Exactly. Olympian's busy planning his own sessions.
Yeah, clearly. There's some
No, I'm
mad,
just.
there's some mad typing going on.
No, he's sliding into the DMs. That's what he's doing. Let's be honest.
I'm just being very loud because I'm not typing.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
All right. So you're just gonna kill some more time?
It's Minecraft. I'm building a house. Don't tell Striffy. It's gonna look good, I swear.
All right, that's fine. I'll just play Guild Wars while you two whisper.
No.
No, it's fine. No, I don't mind. No, really, I don't mind at all.
It's not like he spends a lot of time planning these sessions, eh?
No, according to
really-
Synod, I make it all up on the spot. Bitch.
It goes in your test
I thought I dropped enough hints last time.
So, you kill 30, 45 minutes there. Ralgum is probably about ready to wind up his conversation with his Udek. It was Grumble Chin.
Love it.
And Kato, is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, is there a shop that sells poison?
Poison? Yes, actually there is.
You're gonna have a repeat.
There is,
version.
Ralgum went to it not so long ago.
Can I poison my daggers so that they become poisonous? Do poison damage?
Of them?
Oh,
It requ-
I was running a seal. Let me.
So yeah, you're gonna have to get about 5 gallons of poison. So
everything requires an action in battle, and then it lasts like the duration of
yes, it lasts like a minute or so
Okay.
before it dries out and gets potency. So how much do you want?
How much can I steal?
That's gonna be a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
God.
that one. You
Oh
better get
yeah,
it.
I got to do my whatever it was, gnomish halfling old fellow. Wow, this will be fantastic.
No.
18.
oh no.
No. Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
I got an 8.
Yeah.
No, you got
So,
nothing.
you go into the shop. You make your inquiries. You talk to the fellow. He goes in the back to show you a few of his wares, and you palm a couple of vials of liquid, and and after the event is over, whether you actually buy anything or not, you go back, or you leave the store rather, and you find out that you basically bought the equivalent of Ipecac, which is something that'll make you throw up.
That's not
Oh, great.
So
throw it up. Like it's
it can totally
You're ever at a
it
high
can
class party.
do wow.
Now you can eat all you want.
Yeah, that's you know. So if you could get like maybe 1d4 out of it, maybe 1d6. Well, no, 1d4. You
Okay.
you get 1d4, and they have to spend their action throwing up.
Okay.
Wait,
But
what? You can apply Ipecac through the blood?
I said it's the equivalent of Ipecac. I didn't say it was.
Oh, okay. It's like,
It's-
Jesus Christ.
It's just it's an alchemical production that has the same effect as Ipecac. It's not that much of a, it's not that poisonous. It's not that much of a poison. But it's it's better than nothing, which is what you had 5 minutes ago. So
So how many daggers can I make poisonous?
you can do there's about enough for 2 applications.
Okay, then I'll buy enough for 3 more.
You want more of this Ipecac stuff, or do you want actual poison?
Actual poison.
Okay, so you want 3 more applications worth of actual poison.
Yeah.
which will be there's 1d6, which will be about. I know these amounts are ridiculous, but I forgot what they were already.
So you could just Google the ones I used or whatever. No, she can't have the ones I used.
She probably cannot. So it'll be 4 gold. Or 5 gold, rather. It'll be 5 gold for 3 applications.
Okay.
And it'll do 1d6 poison damage, 1 hit.
I hope it did. Minor difference.
And after you finish that, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Just go to the bar and get a drink.
Sure. So you are, in fact, staying at a bar, so it'll be very easy for you to do that.
Perfect.
Or a tavern, I should say. But if you want to go to a specific one, we can work that out. So, Ralgham's finishing that up. You all wait about 30, 45 minutes. Go back in. Go head upstairs to room 5A. There's nobody standing outside of it. You put the key in. Turn the key. Door opens.
Surprise, W failure.
Oh my god, he's like eating your cup. What are you doing here?
He says hi, by the way.
Aww.
Aw,
He's a nice little feller.
I
missed him.
I realized I forgot to tell you what spells I had memorized.
Ah.
Yes.
Huh, I wonder why this is gonna be relevant.
Yeah, really. Charm person. Friendship.
I don't have charm person or friendship.
Aww. But Psyod.
I do have bless, command, heroism, divine favor, and silent image memorized.
Silent image. Okay.
Look, man.
When
Look,
did you
man.
acquire this? What? I'm really confused.
These are just the spells that I get at first level as a paladin.
Well, so
Elves should be banned. This is bullshit.
it's not because he's an elf. It's because he has high charisma, and that's his modifier
That's bullshit.
for how many
Yeah,
spells a paladin can know. There's nothing to. I agree. Elves are bullshit. I agree. That's why I nerfed them a little bit. So
Yeah. Yeah.
because
I can be charmed, for example.
Yes, he can be magically put to sleep as well. Everybody knows that the fact that Talia gets to go into a trance has disrupted a lot of attempts and opportunities at fun.
Yep.
So that alone is a whole other thing. Anyways,
Fun, you know. Fun. Actually, I get 6. My bad. I can't count. It was only 5. Where are my spells? Let's see.
I don't know. Where'd you leave them last?
Up your ass.
His other pants.
Fucker.
We're
No
such a
one
happy
But
family.
I'm not wearing
yeah,
pants.
really.
Detect magic as well.
You're not wearing pants? Why?
Nice.
Okay.
Alright, so you enter. There is a halfling and what looks like a half-elf, maybe, that are standing off to the side. There's a fellow who is reclining on a chaise longue. He's got shoulder-length hair, looks human, but the skin is a little bit gray, a little bit ashen, I should say. Maybe he's not healthy, or maybe he's not entirely. Who knows, really? But
Edward Cullen?
really, you are so gross.
I know. Okay. I'm Team Jacob anyway. So.
Why did you do that?
God.
It's me.
Yeah, it is you. That's for sure. He beckons you in and gestures to close the door behind you, which just in case you hadn't thought of it. So, you are the two who are looking for alchemical components, yes?
And gems, if we can get our hands on them.
Yes, and gems, of course. That is very easily done. I'm a procurer of gems in particular, alchemical components. It's a little bit less. There's very little profit margins in that. So,
Only to be expected.
you are welcome to have a drink here, or we can get right down to business.
Let's get right on to business, shall we?
Let's get down to business.
But of course.
To defeat the Huns?
So, the particulars.
I am in the search for. I had 2 files, which was what? I believe 250 milliliters.
That sounds kind of high. But I don't remember.
With it. We had a whole discussion where you looked up the files and were like,
yes.
"That's too little."
Yeah, that's right, we did. That's true. But I don't remember what I said. So, I will look it up again. Easily done.
My bad. I should have written that down.
Well,
in
we
hindsight.
both should have written it down, so I can hardly blame you without blaming myself.
You're
So,
so fair.
That's rare.
I don't like hypocrisy, and I work very hard on not doing that. So,
How admirable.
grazie. So, small bottle-shaped vials, typically used in laboratories, known as bijou. Bijou, which is a volume of 10 milliliters. So, probably, I think I remember I put it up to 50.
Okay, yeah. So 100 milliliters. So 0.1 liters out of the 1 liter I need. So I am in need of about 900 milliliters of Asper blood, as well as a Volcorius stone.
You do not look like you have just been born, or that you are still wet behind the ears. Volcorius stone is going to take a long time, and it will cost a lot of money. It probably can be done, if you don't mind. Well, you don't care how I get it, clearly.
No, obviously not.
Asper blood, Asper blood. There are some places in the city that I know I could acquire it for you. I don't think that I could get 900 unless you wanted to wait.
Waiting is
I
no
could
issue for me.
Probably get you 1, maybe 2 milliliters. I mean 200 milliliters, rather. Somewhere between 1 and 200 milliliters within 3 or 4 days. The
What about-
Volcorius stone is going to be over a week. Over a week, rather. It's going to be probably closer to 10 days. The dwarves are the only ones who have ready access to those sorts of things.
So I've been led to believe.
Take a lot of, shall we say, negotiation to acquire the item.
And I'll just give a tight smile that he'll barely be able to see under my hood. And just say, yes, negotiation, of course. Give me a moment to think.
Freezing time as you said this.
Fuck off.
He'll drink some reddish, almost it's red, but it's almost opalescent to it. He'll drink while he waits for you to think. We also have not discussed the issue of payment while you are thinking.
Indeed. And what would your starting price be on
One
such
mil
procurement?
1 mil gold. Gee.
Really? Can you just shut up when you're not involved? Like, I make comments, but you like string together paragraphs. Getting really annoyed.
I love it.
So,
Such good
and
friends.
the Volcorius... Yeah, only friends can talk to each other like this. So, the Volcorius stone... assuming I can even get one. It'll be close to 700 gold pieces.
Right.
And of course a 10-day waiting period. At the minimum. The vials of Asper blood for 100, maybe 54, 55 gold pieces. And then of course you can imagine with double the amount is double the price.
100 you said was 55 gold pieces?
Yeah.
That's strange, because I acquired it from legitimate means for much less than that.
Well, you are free to pursue those legitimate means.
I mean,
No
that's not
one-
very good
No
business
one is
practice.
stopping you.
Indeed.
It is the simple law of supply and demand, mein Freund.
Do you have the price match guarantee?
I need. Yeah. What?
You
What
guys are
I-
ridiculous.
No one is stopping you from pursuing legal means.
Clearly. And what if instead of Asper blood I was to inquire as to the location of the source of said ingredients? How would that affect the price?
You just wanted to know where the Asper blood comes from. There are several mythological beasts that carry Asper blood in their veins. If that matters to you, this will be the time to tell me. Otherwise, I will not know. It will simply be Asper blood.
The type of mythological beast shouldn't matter.
It does not
The
matter.
blood itself.
In your readings, the type of beast does not matter. It is the acidic burning quality of the blood that is required, not from a specific animal with a specific diet or something, anything like that.
So yeah, I'll just say that no, the type should not matter. And if he would be able to find the location of said type of beast, then how would that have to affect this price?
You simply want information on where these beasts would be? That is what we are discussing?
Yes. Enough of them to gather a leader of well, one creature would be able to give me a leader. Like, we have multiple liters of blood in our fucking body, so yeah,
Yes.
just a creature with Asper blood.
Well, that is a curious question. Seeing as how that will probably do me out of a job, I will give you that for only 50 gold pieces. The 10% discount. Even though I am talking myself out of it. Isn't that nice of
Well,
me?
Oh, how sweet.
Yes, that is the correct response.
Very considerate indeed,
I am nothing if not generous.
clearly. But I'm sure you and I both know that the price is a little bit high for what I'm asking for. Considering that I may be a high-paying client, given the nature of my other inquiries. 17 in persuasion, please? I'm begging?
Well, shit.
Yes!
That's bullshit.
It counts, motherfucker! Discount!
I'm gonna give him advantage on this. No, I'm kidding.
Discount double check.
Discount.
17 versus an 8. Well, if you are very focused, shall we say, I'll take off another 10%.
So down to 45.
Yeah.
And how fast can you get me this information?
Minutes.
Minutes. You work fast.
I have
Didn't even-
access to certain magical assistances.
Quite. Well, I'll make a deal on that. And where could I find you if I was to decide that I did in fact want to acquire a Volcorius stone from your honorable organization?
Yes.
With a
of course.
sardonic smile, of course.
Well, I should imagine this would be the best idea. You can leave your information with the innkeeper here, the owner. Actually, you already have talked to him. That is the best, most ideal situation.
Well, I would. But the problem is I'm loath to have any of this traced back to me.
Ah, yes,
So-
we are in the same boat.
Perhaps a neutral meeting location that we can agree upon in, say, a week? Here, again?
1 week from today, which we'll just say today's a Tuesday.
Yeah, depending,
Why not?
of course, dependent on whether or not your information is accurate. You gotta put the little bargaining chips in there, man.
You sure about that? Okay. Yes, a week here. I will have someone waiting.
Wonderful. Well then, if you'll go procure that information for me, I'll slide over 22 gold and 50 silver, and when he comes back with it, he gets the rest.
That is agreeable. You can trust your gold with me.
I should hope. You'd be out of customers quite fast if I could.
Yes, reputation matters a lot when you're in this line of work.
I couldn't agree more.
And with that, you'll be kindly escorted out.
Lovely. And I'll look to Olympian and say, well, seems that tonight your help wasn't required, but my word is my word, and you still have an unnamed favor from me whenever you should require it.
I hope we won't see the day soon. I'll need to call that.
Well, I hope that day is not a bad day. I hope you still need some help from a
We
friend.
shall see.
Alright, so you two are heading back? Or something else?
Well, we're waiting for the information, and then we're heading back.
Ah, okay. Alright.
He
Oh,
said
well
minute.
then, oh, okay, yeah, so then you're not escorted out. You're allowed to wait. Here, you watch as he traces some symbols in the air.
Actually, can I ask him for a service?
A moment, if you please, mein Freund. There. What do you have for me? This ought to be good.
I need the location of one of the few remaining settlements of my people. If any do remain, that is.
You're asking a gem and alchemics broker location on where
Oh, that's
several
right, he's-
people are.
Well, can I ask you if he can
I
lead
can
to- to
certainly look into it for you if you would like. I
if you
presume.
could find.
Information broker is what you want.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask next. Does he know any information brokers or any explorers?
Yeah, there are. Yes, there are plenty of information brokers in a city based on knowledge. What is the nature of your inquiry?
I require the location of this place for a future date.
Right, but who are your people?
The Planeswalkers. Doo-doo.
Alright, sure. I've never heard of them. Are they big?
Not anymore.
Well, I will be happy to send a message, and since she is still here, I will do it for free. But the information will be
Costly.
yes. We'll have a price attached to it. I'll be happy to. He sticks his hands out again and traces the same symbols.
Whoosh, whoosh.
You sit and make small talk, or not. He drinks from his opalescent red flute.
I'll just lean back and put my hands in my lap and just say, and pretend to. I still have a cloak on. My eyes are fucking hidden. Can't see shit, motherfucker.
Sure.
So, yeah, just wait. Gotta be mysterious and all that shit, right?
Yeah, you're being real mysterious here.
Real mysterious.
If you
Look,
wanted to be
man.
really mysterious, you could have like a splatter of blood on your cloak. But, you know, whatever.
I mean, that would be the wrong kind of mysterious.
Oh, I disagree. Anyway,
Should have someone.
so a few minutes pass. He comes back. Yes, danke. Well, I have 3 different animals that would produce asper blood. I would advise caution and let the professionals do it. But if I cannot dissuade you,
Well, why give a job to someone else when you can do it yourself? Am I right?
Didn't you just? Yeah.
I'm glad at least Plain sees what's going on here. If nothing else.
It's okay. Just let it slide.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Just think less. Why is that so difficult?
Hopefully.
Thinking I just
So,
But technically, I couldn't really find them myself without it going through a great deal of effort, and this was the simplest way I could think of. Right? This? Killing something? Come on. I'm dumb enough to do that.
so
glad you have your priorities straight.
If you would be a dear and put the other half of the payment on the table.
Fair enough. I'll slide the rest of the gold across the table.
He gives it a once over. So, the Catoblepas have asper blood. The Arenias have asper blood. And Manticore have asper blood. There are some others that I was told, but I assume that you don't want to go down into Tartarus. So, we shall stick with the ones that are more
Attainable.
surface bound. Yes, attainable.
And their locations?
They are all over the globe.
Misunderstanding. I was asking for the locations of these fucking animals, not...
I'm quite sure that the locations.
I think they roam.
They do in fact roam. It would not be hard to find someone with the ability to scry.
And that's what I was asking for.
Manticores seem to prefer caves and such. Right, so There is there are plenty of mages. I have a few who would be happy to help someone who doesn't ask a lot of questions. There is... Nope, that's not... I already used that one, didn't I?
Oh. One.
There is Cicero and Marcellus, who are fairly talented at scrying and divination magic.
Striffy,
Cyanide.
hate to break character and all
Why?
that shit, but I wasn't paying for information on what creatures had Esper blood. I was paying for
Right.
the location of such a creature already, like up the layer of a manticore, for example, not that a manticore had Esper blood, because I could have gone to a library to figure that out.
Well, I don't think he cares. I think you should have worded that question better or else.
I
Sadly.
did say the location of such a creature.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, so there is a den of manticores that... Let me get Google Maps here. There are definitely multiple ones down in the Hellenic region, but let me see.
To the north. To the north. To the north.
There's no manticores in the Kjoln Mountains, okay? They prefer warmer climates, everybody knows that. There is... there is a den north of the Alps that is known of. That's excuse me. That's by Munich.
Oh. That would be nice to go to.
Well, it's not going to be that. It's not going to be Bavarian, but sure. There are nests in Greece, like in northern Macedonia, east of, or west, I should say, of Patras. There are... There's a particularly nasty brood that's in España. That's by Zaragoza.
What the fuck am I hearing?
Chili's freaking out. There's some that are... wow. There are some that are said to be nested down in Sicily.
I need to look up a map now.
Yeah, that's why I did that.
Yeah, now I'm just like, fuck. So Ravenna is where Ravenna is for real, of course.
Yes, correct.
And so Sicily.
It's the island at the toe of Italy.
Ooh, that's a long way. Anything closer?
Ravenna's there. Perhaps over by Nice? Or Cannes? Further inland, of course. So,
Shit, this is gonna be a huge fucking quest, isn't it?
you could just buy it. You could just slut it up. Maybe it'll drop the price if you put out. So the problem is that this empire has been around for over 1,000 years, and they've cleared out a lot of stuff that they don't like in their lands. And the dwarves in the Alps have pretty much done the same thing.
Interesting.
So, coming up with something that like Corsica, whatever that other, Sardinia, Sicily, probably going to be the closest ones. You could try over where you came from, over like by Serbia and Bosnia, which you pretty much just went up along the coastline. But that's the main issue, is that the Etruscani Empire cleared out a lot of the big threats over the last 1,000 or so years, and the dwarves did the same. So in the immediate area, you have very few. You could try and find a zoo and sneak in and cut it open and take its stuff. You know, you have options.
Indeed.
It's not like these is your. Not
I'm
like
thinking Corsica's probably my best option here.
right. It's okay. Yes. Okay. Fine. There'll be a nest in Corsica then, but it's not like you can only buy it or go out and kill it yourself. You can certainly become a highwayman and rob somebody who's transporting this. You could just go into a store and threaten people to give it. You know, who knows? You got options.
I do have options, but this is the most morally correct one.
Well, that's okay.
Morally correct.
That's character consistency, and I can appreciate that.
I don't care how I do it, but I'm not gonna break my oath to do it. You know, like.
All right,
course,
so
of
something's
course.
wrong with that first sentence then.
Well, like, I don't care how I do it as long as I don't break my oath to do it,
There
right?
you
Because
go.
I have worked for this position.
Good boy.
I have been offered a second chance. And although I am still at heart a fucking criminal, let's be honest here, I'd rather, you know, not go back down that road too far. You know, you can walk down that road a little bit, but not too far.
You could always,
You feel me?
You could always send a message to your old gang mates and see if they can help you out. It's been implied that this person's going to steal stuff or some of the Asper blood for you, or definitely the Volcoria stone. So if you don't care about indirect theft,
Yeah.
you could have your old gang mates look into it. Be like, hey guys, I need you guys to look up some Asper
Fair
blood.
enough. Whereabouts are the Elven homelands on the map? If we're in Italy?
Up where Russia is.
Ooh, that's quite a ways, indeed. Up
Yeah,
where Russia,
it'll be. I think I put them around where the Black Sea. I did put them around where the Black Sea was actually.
so like Ukraine, Georgia, that area, or Romania, Bulgaria type area?
I don't think it's gonna be Bulgaria. Where is my map? There we go. Yeah, so they're at the Northern Sea.
Oh, so like northern Germany.
It's on pinned messages.
Oh, is it?
It is. It is.
So many pinned messages.
I know. It starts right up at the top, like Odessa is.
Okay,
All
yeah.
of Ukraine, and then it comes over into Poland a little bit.
Okay. Well, this gives me a lot of information. Thank you. Sorry.
Yes,
Oh, wait,
of
I
course.
server muted Chili. Oops. I'll stop.
You what?
You've been server muted for like the past 5 minutes. She's in hell now.
She doesn't even know it.
Thanks for all the information. I'll probably talk to
Yeah.
you later on. Write
Okay.
some more backstory shit.
Sounds good to me.
Elaborate the gang and whatnot.
I love that. I love it when you do that.
Oh,
So that's that.
indeed.
Right. You two are together. So, Chili, is there anything that you want to do after you part ways with your kinsman? Oh, you're still not back. Never mind. Whoops.
Is she just down there for a reason?
Yes, she is. Because she has not yet clicked on that D&D cult. Miss Chad. I swear. I have to do everything. Fuck you guys.
Here, I'll drag her. Okay then.
Chili, are you done having your temper tantrum?
No.
Okay, well, okay.
Continue without her, I guess.
I guess so. Alright. So, Kato, is there anything else that you want to do?
All right.
You're going to the bar to drink, that's right.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. Sure.
Get blackout drunk.
I guess so.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay. So, Chili, is there anything else that you want to do after you have drinks with your kinsman?
Is there a way to stay in contact with him or reach out? Like, will there be like a animal carrier or anything like that?
He'll be in town for a couple days. He's staying at the Forge Den,
Okay.
which is another very heavily dwarven populated tavern, inn, if you will.
I guess I could meet up with my party and see what's up.
Okay.
Brag ever so slightly. Maybe brag ever so slightly. It will depend on me there. I'll think about it.
Ever so slightly.
You guys, guess what? I'm kind of noble. I'm kind of a thing.
I don't mean to talk down to you guys, but I'm pretty bamf. Alright, so you all eventually head back down to your bar, or your inn, tavern, whatever. You'll eventually meet up, swap stories, share a little
Oh,
bit.
did the broker ever talk to me about the... Oh, wait, no, you're so fucking... Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, so, for only... So he offers to set up a meeting between you and an information broker. For only 5 gold.
Oh, sure. I'll throw him 5 gold.
Right. So, that'll be like another hour or so while he gets a hold of him. But you eventually meet him. He's a pretty stout looking dwarf. Looks like he's definitely in the information business and not in the I do physical activity business.
Never.
But he's also got a gray beard, and he's clearly, seen his shit. He's not like fat. He's like muscle fat.
Mm.
That look that somebody gets when they work out, and then they just
Right.
stop. Like 50% of the people that leave the army, right? You can tell they used to exercise.
That's an insult.
What, am I wrong?
There's a lot of people who get out of the army and they just... Well, I'm done. Better just relax.
Yeah. And then there's other people who say, I keep doing it for the rest of my life.
There's nothing wrong with either side. Do it. It's your fucking life, I guess. Just do what you want to
There's
do.
definitely something wrong with stopping cold turkey like that, but let's move on.
Wait, what? Crack cocaine? Stopping what? Cold turkey.
Exercising.
Oh.
I don't know. Some people, they see some shit, they're like, I'm done.
You know, there's a thing called help for that. So, you know.
So,
Yeah, but seeking help is not always the
Seeking help is a good way to get committed.
Not always.
Also true. Also true.
So,
I've met many a friend.
he's actually on the he's on the more talkative side, which it's uncommon for dwarves, but it's a nice change. Probably not the best feature to have as an information broker, but so he tells you about how after a little bit about how after the planeswalkers, shall we say, fell, they were subsequently exiled from pretty much everywhere. That knew, if anybody knew who they were, they pretty much just kicked them out. The Empire, the Homelands, Dwarven Kingdoms. That's actually what Athens saw when you were running over to Zivko's tomb. was a ghostly processional of planeswalkers that had been exiled from their home country.
Oh, I'm such an idiot.
They still do that pilgrimage almost every night.
Damn.
I didn't just straight rip off Lord of the Rings. Okay. So anyway, so just like 99%.
They won't notice in the copyright.
So no, nobody's gonna pay attention to that crap. So there are communities, colonies maybe, that where planeswalkers have congregated. The Greeks are actually somewhat sympathetic to them. The western side of France, like where Bordeaux and La Rochelle is, farther closer to the fringes of society, at least at the time, that were outside of imperial lands. Well, most of them went south, further into the Iberian Peninsula. A few of them went to the British Isles. There are a few groups that have been known to settle in Denmark and have had a very successful time of it. Actually, they've become excellent mariners. But the Empire keeps slight tabs on them, mild tabs on them.
For you, it's
Yes, I'm talking quietly right now, Chili.
okay. I'm just making
Chili
sure.
doesn't
Like,
know. Chili doesn't know what that is.
I wasn't sure if that was like my mic or if that was actually him.
No, I will fix it in a moment. I just cannot be loud right now.
I was just curious. That's all.
Okay. No, I'm just okay. So that was that, and this is this. So the Empire does tend to keep tabs on them for census purposes, and because they're second-class citizens. There's not very many that have remained in the Elven homelands. There are some, but it's a very small spattering. And dwarves do not really trust them. Sort of like Europe and gypsies. The dwarves, the elves certainly take a long view of the world, of life in the world. The dwarves also take a long view and long life of the world, but they also take long grudges. And it takes a while to get back into their good graces. So so this fellow doesn't know of anybody, of any planeswalker communities that are in dwarven lands. And that's what he has for you. Is there any questions? Do you want to get any particulars?
He said something about the British Isles, of there being people there.
Mm-hmm.
My people. Does he have any, like, locations I could try to pinpoint to go to, or just general areas?
So, the ones that went to the British Isles, they are all pretty much by the south. There is Londinium, that's not... If the British Isles was like a province, or a state, I should say, that would be the state capital. But most of them choose to be southwest, down in Southampton and Exeter, Plymouth, Torquay, Penzance even. They're all They all chose to be on the fringe, and tried to come up with somewhere that was close enough, in some sort of desperate hope that maybe one day people would see them differently or better, in a better light. So they're in places that they can still receive news of the Empire and all that. They're not out in the frontier, just on the fringes.
Nice. Nice. Alright.
Ah, I didn't know they had a Jotunheimen National Park. That is so cool. Trollheimen? Fjellrada. Cool. Nationalpark. Jostedalsbreen. I can't say all these words. These are ridiculous. Hardangervidda National Park. Anyways, so bringing it back down to real world here. Anything else?
Oh fuck! Oh my god! Oh, hold on.
Okay. Palas.
Okay.
Tunturin.
Check your Instagram. Fuck.
Nord.
Ouch. But
Kjosboten.
yeah, I just needed those locations because I'll probably be heading to one of them in the future.
Brensholmen. Okay. Tromsø. Skjervøy. Skjervøy.
Yeah, you tell me, Strick.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Stavresdalen National Park. Varangerhalvøya. It's like on the fucking top of fucking Sweden. Nobody's going to a national park that's right by the fucking Svalbard. Jeez. Alright, so, bringing it back down to the ideal place of the Mediterranean. You get that, you all meet up at the Taverna. Takes... Oh, that's right, it took Stein out and... Yeah, that's right, so it's definitely after dark before you all meet up back where you are staying. Does anybody want to do any checking in, any conversation, anything in particular? Otherwise, we'll go to bed. Bani Hassan.
Trying to think. No, I don't have enough gold to even try it. I'll just... I guess I'll go to sleep unless someone wants to talk to me about something. Raugum?
Yeah, Raugum.
Am I still server muted?
No.
I don't think you've ever been.
Okay.
Oh, quick. Going, hey lads, what you doing? What you been up to?
Making sweet money. And also finding out some information.
You found some information on what?
You like cut out at this last second there.
So did you, that's why I'm asking. What'd you learn information about?
Well, Talia found out some stuff of the chemical ingredients she needs. Asper blood and the like.
Oh,
found
Asper blood? Really? Because that's a stone, right?
No, it's Volcorius stone, not Asper. Why would blood be a stone?
No, it's the stone, the one stone, the other stone.
The Volcorius stone, yes.
So like that would be applicable to me.
Which planes is not mentioned.
He has not mentioned that one.
Also, I'd like to say your memory's been real spotty. Why would you fucking just remember? Anyway, moving on.
I don't remember my past. Oh, me? But I still have my knowledge, mother.
Are you Jason Bourne?
Jason Bourne, in fact.
Holy shit.
She has whatever memories are necessary in order to progress the plot.
That too.
Robin's mind has plot armor. So, okay, so he said ask for blood, but he didn't say Volcorius Stone.
Oh, okay.
And found some information on my people.
Mipipu?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go to a few places to meet them. I have a few things I need to get done.
In what general direction is that one?
There's some in the British Isles. I might as well reconnect with them. I might find an old friend.
Interesting.
There was one who used to live around there.
So you planning on ditching us anytime soon?
Oh, we gotta deal with fucking Talia's shit. And then, depending on how much need to go north you have in you, we'll see.
How fancy you speak the north. Because I ran into someone from the
So
north.
the south is sounding pretty nice this time of year. But continue.
I ran into somebody who happened to be from the north, and upon introduction, he gave me some insight about who I actually am.
Oh my god. Wait, what'd he say?
He kept. Well, what kind of was weird and made me uncomfortable at first was he kept referring to me as Sir. You know, thought it was just being polite, but come to find out, the name kind of means something. kind of a, as you could say, nobility.
Where are these guys talking?
Tavern? I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you all three met up in the tavern that you're staying at.
So I'm present. is what
You
you're
are
saying.
definitely there, my dear.
Oh shit.
If you want to do anything with that information.
Pardon me. I'm still stuck on the part where you said you found out more about who you are.
Yeah.
Did you not know who you are?
Were you unaware of who you were?
Yeah.
This is maybe the second time I'm hearing of this, but the first time you were, if you'll forgive my language, quite rabid. So, perhaps you'd like to elaborate on the fact that you don't know who you are,
Well, here's the thing.
because I believe that is one of the things most people know about themselves.
Here's the thing. I woke up one day in a town where not too far from where I met most of y'all, and I had a name. I had my survivability skills, my language, but that's all I had. I had no memory of myself and who I was, where I came from. Hence why I've been going along with y'all, learning along the way and picking up tidbits here and there.
That is most peculiar.
I
Do you think you
have,
may have been afflicted by a spell or a curse?
I'm not sure, but from what I've read, it's possible because in I forgot the tower. I keep forgetting the tower that I read all this in. The one with
Asedia's tower, Gambulak.
Sedia. I need to type this right here. Acedia.
Acedia, and the tower is called Gambulak.
Acedia's tower. Acedia's tower works. Okay. I read in Acedia's tower. Whatever. That it's possible because the book was not written by a dwarven. It's possible that my kind was beginning to where did I just type this fucking A? Oh, I could just control F this. It looks like my kind were expanding into other franchises, you could say. You know, to possibly gain favor for whether it be land, title, reign, but it's not very clear, and I was hoping to learn more information, but given that, it's possible, yes, I was afflicted by.
And have you inquired as to the true possibility? Have you
You mean why?
met with any wizards or?
Well, I had no reason to. I had no reason to until I learned that my name kind of meant something, and that there might not be any more of me left. I had no real rhyme reason until now.
Might
I
be
was
in your
just-
best interest to seek out an adept of the arcane as to whether or not your strange type of amnesia is, well, of natural or of magical causes. Simply a suggestion, of course.
I mean, it might benefit me to have more information before just charging in head first and up. But at the same time,
That would be standard strategic reasoning, yes.
but at the same time, I like a grand entrance.
I'll be honest. I share your passion for grand entrances, although that passion is tempered by a fear of rolling heads and getting guillotine. So
Oh. So they weren't raging with pure victory.
well, you say you're of a noble house,
It appears.
and that you can no longer remember anything about your past,
It appears.
apart from your skills, which is strange in itself. But
I mean, it fits the
now
northern.
you're
It fits
saying
the northern
you
habitat.
rush to the north with no memory, no information, and confront the supposed deposers of your house.
Well, I was more interested in what happened.
Having
True.
been raised in the cutthroat world of politics, I can tell you that suddenly usurped scions of a defunct family suddenly reappearing and challenging the usurpers does not typically end well in whatever race.
Well, maybe I just want to learn the truth.
I'm just gonna go to my room.
Olympian's done. He's playing
Gotta-
Minecraft.
No, I'm not playing Minecraft.
He's got a sixth sense for when the bickering starts. I'm just like,
I'm just gonna go to my room and start writing in my journal the places I need to go and the things I need to do.
Fair enough. But it would, although I have committed to aiding you in your endeavors in the north, it would behoove us to seek additional information before we go riding in, weapons unsheathed and screaming bloody murder.
You just take
Perhaps
the
find
you
some allies.
just take the fun out of everything. Jeez, like what kind of how I suppose you could be on. I suppose you could be on to something. I
suppose if it'll shut you up.
Simply a suggestion.
Oh, here, yeah, no, that's what I thought I read.
I
It-
like my head right where it is, attached
Yeah.
to its shoulders.
Not unheard of. Use humans or elves as advisors or wisdom. Okay, that's what I thought.
What?
That's what I was reading my notes here. No threat, quiet rumor. Not unheard of. Use humans or elves to be advisors. Oh. Oh, this
Yeah, I hear that sentence. I admit, Ragam, I don't know what you're talking about. You're giggling to yourself again. It's
Yeah.
quite worrisome.
No, I'm just remembering what I read in Asedia's Tower, that my kind used elves as advisors. That's why
Well, then,
so they
perhaps it
did.
would behoove you to take my advice and seek out some more information before we go confront the people that presumably executed and rendered into obscurity your entire clan. Just a suggestion, some advice from your advisor.
I mean, there's this. I mean, yeah. For all we know, they just had really bad luck.
Quite.
I mean, there is a sentence right here: extreme
And I'll
bad
just-
luck.
I'll just give Raugum a trite smile and go,
Yes, extreme bad luck from an outsider who was, treated like it was North Korea here.
Jesus Christ.
And it seems like we have more preparing anyway, and I might even gather more information from what friend I've made since he's going to be in town for a couple more days. So. But he seemed to have well regard for me, a good affinity
Oh
for
boy.
me.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Is this the same dwarf that puts no stock in nobility and all that bullshit that you told me like 20 million times? Is this that same dwarf? She's now like, oh, things have changed. Look at me.
My character arc is so quick.
I have no care for nobility.
Right. But
I said
suddenly,
nothing about myself.
of course. Let the exceptions come hard and fast. Here we go.
Hold on, let me pull up my character sheet. Let me see what I exactly typed. Where did I exactly type?
I'm pretty sure it was an absolute statement. It had nothing to do with, but I'm exempt from my own beliefs. But
Oh yeah, I have some
whatever.
character traits. Hold on. I'm just gonna start screaming because my spirits. Let me just do that for a change.
I want to have some different character traits. Let me just roll the dice, and I'll just
No.
come up with some completely
What did I-
different character traits.
What did I type up? Oh, where is it?
Oh, Sinan, check your Instagram again. Or I'm gonna send you another thing.
He doesn't have Instagram.
What the fuck? Alright.
I do have Instagram, I just don't use it.
Outlander, exile outcast, no place for stock and wealthy or well-mannered folks. They won't save you from a hungry owl bear.
I still stick to my.
That's what you wrote.
I did. I do stick to my statement of I could acquire more information from someone from the north of a person I've met from the northern area. I still stick to that statement.
Okay, alright.
Look at my.
And when
Boss.
you're the one who's got well stock and wealth, you're going to not put any stock into your own pedigree.
Well, no, because look at my bond. You can see my bond there.
Ah.
I think.
Well, I'm the last one traveling up to me to ensure their names are enter the legendary stories.
Hence why I investigated my name. But I'm not gonna sit there and just be like, bad at me, but no.
Stretch.
I'm not gonna
Seems
do
like
that.
the best way would be to just be poor and from absolutely no one, and then do something really cool, and then be like, yeah, I'm gonna still remain poor. And
If I remember correctly, I rolled for those. I don't even think I got to choose those.
I believe it. So, anyways, you should ask Talia what she did today.
So, Tally, what did you say? Oh my god, tell me all about it.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
look at Raugum suspiciously.
I'm
What,
sorry.
what he has done, and why he's changing the subject so abruptly and strangely.
Because I don't like talking about myself. I don't know.
Moving on.
Yes, we are moving on to what you did today, which is what
Shut up.
Raugum has asked.
So, your turn. Your
Go
turn.
on. Yep.
Well, after some research, I discovered that the mark on my forehead that seems to be attracting all sorts of despicable would be the word. despicable isn't fit. Diabolical isn't fit.
Malicious.
Vile. Yes, vile and malicious characters to us will require more than just a simple verbal and somatic ritual to remove me of. It seems that I will require some reagents, and so I was pursuing some options, shall we say, as
Such
to although most temples do not agree with the methods of the darker sides of society, I tend to believe that my god has really not made much of a pronouncement on that as a thing that evolved eventually in due time. So I am free, in my opinion anyway, to inquire or give my inquiries to the legally gray areas of society.
Oh, well,
Shut
I
up.
guess his job. I guess his job.
Quite. I see that you are, for once, on the same page.
I'll take
Although,
it.
same though. Although it did seem to come up to being more work and travel than I had hoped. But well, needs must when Kronos drives. Fuck, that was terrible. That was a terrible improvisation right there. Kronos drives. Oh.
What do you? What items do you seek that makes you have to travel so far?
Well, the immediate travel will be for Asper blood, and I have some ideas as to some old contacts of mine to acquire a Volcorius stone. Although I will have to, before resorting to these measures, inquire as to whether the church can aid me in sourcing one.
A Volcorius stone, you say?
Indeed. It is my understanding that they are mined from below the earth by the dwarves. Dwarf people.
I can- yeah. I'm trying to read it. They're proficient in the history skill and a double your proficiency bonus.
Let me just put up.
Oh jeez.
His planes in the background, like, let me just boot up League.
Why would it double? Oh, times 4, so 10, right?
11.
11, yeah. So I know a little bit about that.
Jeez. Right, so, you do know about Volcorius stones. You know that your people in particular in the Kyolan Mountains have discovered 2.
Wait, what? They're that fucking rare? What the fuck? Striffy? What are you trying to do here?
What's the problem?
Two Volcorius stones.
What's the problem? I'm sorry, did you not want to deal with cultists and demons? Is this changed?
Wait a minute. 2, as in like 1 + 1.
Is there another way to get to that point?
God, Jesus Christ, Sinan, you're a mathematician, holy shit.
2 Volcorius stones have been discovered by the
Okay,
By my
okay.
people.
during
by my people.
during Ralgham's life. How's that?
That's still fucking like over 134 years, and they only discovered. Fine, I'll give him 18 years when he was a fucking young teenager, but that's still like 116 years to find 2 fucking little fucking rocks. Are you shitting me right now? That's how rare you've made this item to get me rid of this fucking thing.
Do you you wanted cultists and demons? If I give you an easy out, there won't be any more cultists and demons. So
True.
If he's out of curiosity, he's asking me about, do I get to roll again? Like, because it's like assistance.
Does
why would
wait?
you already rolled with
Question
advantage?
now.
What do you
Question now.
No, because the first time it didn't include my proficiency. I don't know why it didn't.
Okay, fine.
Striffy, wait.
Sign on.
Does the
Oh,
does the ritual
Jesus, never fucking mind.
destroy the Valkyria stone?
No.
Okay, so I can borrow one and give it back later. Good to know, at least.
You can talk to the dwarves in the Alps, the Pyrenees, Carpathian Mountains. You don't have to go to Kjolin. And there's more than just 2.
Do I know if the dwarves follow? The dwarves don't follow the same religions as the other races. right?
Everybody follows the same religion. There's a pantheon of gods.
Okay, cool. So I can at least get some help from the fucking church.
Yes.
That's good.
On the British Isles and in northern Germania.
Oh, the British Isles. Next stop, boy.
I mean Britannia. Britannia and Germania, there are, let's say, minor cults that have chosen to worship something else, mostly out of spite. And you know, there are pockets of stuff. There's actually I was working on this. There's actually a cult to the Grey Lord in the Kjolin Mountains that Ralgham knows about, but that's for later. So there are very minor gods that, whatever. Anyways, but for the most part, yes, it's all the Roman pantheon. That's
Okay.
There's one creation myth. There's not. This isn't the real world.
My character doesn't know this anyway because
The-
she didn't do any
the
more
gods.
research into the Valkyria stones or the Asper blood.
The gods walked the earth. The gods walked all of Mundus. Everybody knows that. Everybody has stories. So, anyways, Valkyria stones are very rare. If you think Arkan stones.
Oh yeah, really.
If you think Arkan stones from Lord of the Rings, they're pretty rare. But the dwarves don't really know what to do with them. They have taken scrapings and filings and the metallurgy and the mineralogy. It's tough to get anything sort of conclusive. Usually it's granite or basalt, but what creates the crystals that create the forked lightning patterns in the stone they don't really know what that is. It seems to have a very specific tolerance to heat. It seems to withstand force very well. It has a very high breaking point.
Which they know because they've tested this by breaking a super.
They didn't know what else to do with it. Like it's
Especially for Mason.
All right.
they had to experiment with it to figure out what it is.
Yes,
So
yes, of course.
they
Hey,
burnt.
put that behind you.
Okay. They tried to smelt it. They burnt it. They smashed it with hammers. All that sort of stuff. They took it to a forge and they tried to make something out of it. The crystalline substance maybe could be used for jewelry, but it's very hard to get out and it's very fickle, maybe finicky. It's difficult to know where the proper breaking point is. So every time the dwarves have found one, they recognize the somewhat magical aspect to it, but that's about it.
I don't know where it's located or anything like that, or where we kept it.
You know, they keep 2 of them in museums that are in the Kiln Mountains. The rest of them tend to be in the treasury or some of the higher level forge masters can do occasionally, once every couple of decades or something, think about experimenting with it and see if they can uncover some new information about it.
So, if it's, for example, the treasury, would that indicate like someone of higher power being has access to? That's
Yes, it's not like a Fort Knox situation. They're rare. They've got some sort of innate magical essence to them. But other than that, the dwarves don't really know what to do with them. It's kind of, it's like the first people to discover gold or diamonds. Like, you know it has value and wealth, but how do you make that happen? How do you work that mineral? How do you work that metal to get something out of it? They keep it because they know that it's special, but they haven't put together what or how. It's kind of on the back burner. Dwarves take their sweet time doing everything.
yeah. Because we live forever. That's why. We got all the time.
Mining techniques, weapon construction, battlefield tactics. All these things are put through test after test after test for like a century or a century and a half before the dwarves decide, okay, that's not a newfangled piece of technology anymore. We can use that. So when you get a Volcorius stone, dwarves are like, okay, we need to figure out what that is. We got time. That stone ain't going nowhere. We're not going anywhere. Let's deal with something that's more important, that's more pressing, that's more interesting, that's more workable.
Right. Well, my friend, my people have definitely come across 1 or 2, and we've definitely, we've definitely put it through a few of our tests, but since it's not something of priority, it's kind of stored away till we decide to make it a priority. So yeah, I've heard of the stone you seek of. Definitely hard to come by, but but it's definitely an interesting stone, and it's definitely something that can be found.
So I'd gathered from the interesting gentleman I had the pleasure of meeting this afternoon. Are you suggesting that you have a way of helping me acquire this that would not cost me ungodly sums of gold?
Well, if we are successful in determining that I am possibly of nobility, there might be one stored away in a nobility storage that only nobles would have to.
And glossing over that whole sentence, and supposing that we return to your homeland and you confirm your noble status, it seems to me as if, like myself, your heritage is, well, not in the best of statures among the peerage of your people.
Well, perhaps that image could change once the truth gets discovered.
And who would you have to unveil to restore your status among your people?
Well, I need to know the reason why there was even so.
Yes, but who would you have to bring low to bring yourself back up high within the ranks of the peerage. Are you asking me to conduct a rebellion? Is what I'm asking.
No.
Have you been exiled by your king? Or do I
I-
even know how dwarven culture, dwarven politics works?
It's
Yeah, we
generally
just-
king.
right?
It's generally kings with a council of elders.
Okay, that's what I thought. But so, have you been exiled by your king and council, and are you asking me to depose them? Is that
sure.
where you're?
I'm not sure. I told you I'm still learning who I am. I learned today that I have some possible. Hence why I wanted to go north to investigate who I am, what I was, why I woke up with no memory.
Well,
I do not know. Perhaps I can be of assistance if you help me figure out who I am.
well, I've already committed to helping you in your endeavors in the north.
So I do not believe, given my kind, that you would be in a rebellion with me because I am one of my kind. I would be taking out an entire clan, and a one clan dwarf plus a company of a paladin is not going to be enough to do that. Nor am I interested in recruiting said army. I'm just more interested in discovering the truth and possibly restoring my name, or what happened. Maybe even finding a peace in said dispute, if there is such.
And this is where you reveal your naivete in the matters of court and intrigue. For if you appear on the doorstep of those who have supposedly exiled you, what do you believe their reaction would be?
I'm not.
Do you not believe that you will?
I really don't know.
All element of surprise and the advantages that surprise would grant you if you go in with insufficient knowledge. I believe you should remain here for a time and try to research more about the position of your opponents before revealing your existence.
If there even is said opponents, you don't. For all I know, it's just a happy accident that I accidentally ended up down here. Fall asleep on a
Yes,
boat.
with all memory of who you are erased, cast out from your people, with nary a thought as to who you are.
Could have been an arcana
Right.
accident. We don't know. We don't.
I find it unlikely.
Wow.
That is all I will say. Though I will help you, I will not commit suicide for you. And
No, you're on your own.
I
on
already
that
have
too. You're on
quite.
your-
I already
you're
have
on your
more
own.
than enough daggers in the dark at my back.
Did somebody say daggers?
Tar fucking looks up daggers. Daggers.
But fine, we can stay here a little bit longer, as I've agreed to before. But we definitely could go up north and seek an item that you're looking for instead of crossing 100 miles for a stone that might not exist in a different area. Is what I'm suggesting.
I would suggest that you not worry too much about the Volcoria stone.
I'm
I
gonna show
if-
throw
if
this in the
we-
river then. Okay.
Oh, fair enough. I don't even have to explain.
Yeah.
Good. Liability issues. Okay. Yeah. If you wanted to do something, that's fine. Otherwise, I can take over. Doesn't matter to me.
Well, I'm back, so I'm gonna go sleep off my drunken, and then, I might return. I'll think of some questions here in a minute. Seek out my friend, or quote-unquote friend, person. Let me just type his name. Where'd it go? Udek. I might seek out Udek and be like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?"
Striffy, she's gonna recruit this NPC, by the way. It's gonna happen.
We'll see. We'll see.
Maybe I just have some questions.
She's gonna go looking for him. He's gonna be dead.
Motherfucker.
Huh?
My point will be proven, and I will be satisfied. Thank you very much.
He's already said he doesn't want to get like into the thick of things. He'll be like
I
a
just
support
maybe
role.
I just want some more questions answered.
Well, that's fine.
Maybe your questions are dangerous questions with dangerous answers.
From a dangerous man to a dangerous man,
That's exciting.
isn't it though?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I am neutral.
Yeah, sure.
I'm
So,
not chaotic.
Right. Sorry. Did you guys want to end the session? Is that where this was going?
that's a
No?
group, that's
Okay.
a group thing, if anything.
Okay.
Well, then I'm going to assume that that's a no from y'all. I'm gonna head to the. Yeah, wait. What time is it? It's like 9 o'clock, right?
Yes,
Uh.
it's probably a little bit later than that.
And these are all humans. Fuck.
Ew.
Yeah, I guess I'll just trance and occupy myself with studies and whatnot, and just meditation until the temple is open.
Well, the temple's pretty much 24/7. If you need somebody
It's-
specific, then
Well, I was going to speak to, was it Praetor, High Priest, Head Priest? I don't
Aurelius?
remember. Yes, Aurelius. I was going to speak to him, but I'm not going to go at like 9 o'clock at night.
yeah, okay.
Get him out
So,
of bed for it. It's not that urgent.
right. Okay, good choice there. So, all right, so that's fine. You'll wait until morning time, which is 11, maybe 10 hours.
Morning time. Going to the temple to ask people about certain things. Sorry, go on.
You don't have to leave now, but you. It's just, yeah. All right, so you trance. Everyone else goes to sleep. You finish your trance and then kill some time. Maybe reading or eating. Maybe you go for a walk. Whatever it is that you want to do. You make your way back to the Temple of Clementia, and you find Cardinal Aurelius. And what-
Cardinal. Writing that down now.
What questions do you have for him?
I was just going to inform him that some of the items acquired we're going to need some searching on my part, and that I had assumed that the temple was obviously not going to foot the bill, simply because it was done in the course of my duties. Because, you know, that's not how corporations work.
Or the church?
Which is just, let's be honest, a huge corporation.
Oh, that is something you really should not be saying.
Well, obviously, this is out of character.
Obviously.
Obviously.
That's so loaded.
Alright, so you go and inform him that you're getting your stuff looked into.
Indeed. And I wanted to know
Yes.
if he would be able to write me a letter of introduction for a temple within the Dwarflands. Or simply a letter of introduction explaining things so that I don't have to fucking explain them every single fucking time.
Fuck now. Fuck now.
Yeah, he can't do that. You're gonna have to.
Not
So-
allowed. You need me. Sorry, bud.
So
I need you to get into a temple in Dwarven lands, please.
Yes. Yep.
Why? Why would a disgraced noble be required?
You need a dwarf. You don't need a temple some shit.
Wait, are the dwarf holds like insular? Are they closed off to other races?
Mostly.
I wasn't asking you.
Nice.
Am I wrong?
Dwarves are on the more insular side, but it's very unlikely they're going to deny you access to a temple of all things.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Not Present for this conversation.
Damn, that would have been fun.
It's,
Make him work for it.
They're not like rude.
Oh.
They're not. This isn't North Korea.
Oh.
Chili really wants to be from North Korea. There's like a suppressed desire to be North Korean.
Well, she likes the homogeny. I think it is what it is. So yes, you can. He will write you a letter of introduction and explanation, however much detail you really want him to go into. For the Dwarven Temple, if you're going to go into, well, presumably you're going to go into the capital of the Kyolan Mountains, so there should be a small temple to Clementia herself. It's the biggest one's definitely going to be for Vulcan, but Clementia should have a smaller one for herself. It shouldn't be. She shouldn't be put off in a alcove somewhere or anything. So yes, you can get him to do that. He will write that for you, and take a little bit of time, but you're willing to wait. So he does that, and you have a letter of introduction, explanation to the Dwarven Cardinal at Kyolan. And that's that. Is that everything you wanted to do there?
Yes.
Okay.
If nobody else wants to do anything. Anyone?
Right.
Well, I didn't know Giles.
Yeah. Alright, Athens just leaves in the middle of the night and goes up to
the middle of the night, goes to the bridge.
Pack up all my things, take your gold with me.
You never see him again.
Nice season 1 start. I wonder how season 2 will go.
We all end the fucking thing at level 1. Season 2 will resume in a month.
Yeah. all the actors are on hiatus. You gotta.
At least one of them is.
So.
That
is that. Ralgam, is there anything that you want to do? Waking up.
I guess I can head to somewhere with Arcana, like maybe whether it be an Arcana healer, maybe like a person with. I guess I can take. Wow, I totally blanked on your character's name there. Talia.
Your elfin advisor.
Yeah, I guess I could. It could pique my interest and investigate that.
Investigate what?
Possible magical mental block.
Magical mental blocks. Okay. So normally that is done by the church.
Oh fuck.
Ralgam, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
Well, it doesn't mean you went to Clementia.
Yeah, I don't want to go to the same one. No.
Since you are in a scholarly city, you can choose to go to a university clinic of sorts.
Okay.
and perhaps get a little bit more of a, dare I say, scientific explanation.
Yeah. Yeah, let's start there. That sounds like a good plan.
Okay, so you head over to. Do you want to go to? Well, so Apollo would be the god of healing. Asclepius would be another one. But we'll just head you over to Apollo since he's the main dude right now. And he actually has to do with mental enlightenment, so that might be helpful.
Okay, so, yeah.
Alright, so, do you want there to be a mental blocker spell? Or do you want this to be more psychological?
I believe I made this an actual spell in my back, so I'll stick with
Are
that.
you serious? Holy shit.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah. I really think I did.
What is wrong with me? Why is this not... Why did none of this stick?
You probably didn't read it. You just be like, oh, cool, she sent it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, who knows when this is gonna happen? Because I'm retarded. His memories were forced to be erased by the local shaman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nor his title alone. Okay. So, you... Alright, so a local shaman.
Or, you know what, that was early stages. You know, it can be like a sentence we're going to tie in the arcana. It could...
Well, that's gonna... Well, if it's a local shaman, that's a lot more easy to get rid of rather than, you know, High Priest of the Dwarven Kingdom of... whatever the fuck.
It would probably be like an advisor style. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, something equivalent to an advisor. Like, dare I say sorcerer? Dare I say sorcerer? Yeah, like...
It's just a class, really. You're talking about levels, and...
I'm trying to think.
So if we go off of a spell called Mind Blank, that's an 8th level spell, and level 9 is the maximum.
Oh, gee. That was what?
Level 16
Yeah,
for 8th level spells.
it's pretty ridiculous. It's not hard to just say a spell, but it's gonna, like, however intense the spell was is going to require an equal amount of intensity to get rid of it. And I'm trying to think if it would be doable in one visit, or if maybe you'd have to go for like a therapy kind of thing, or if you'd have to get items like Synod does. A greater restoration. That's a 5th level abjuration.
Do you need time to work? Think about that.
Only if you don't want it to happen right now.
I wouldn't be
By your
opposed.
leave?
I wouldn't be. I would not be opposed to having to work for. But
Translation: I would not be opposed to having to use my actual backstory
what?
for another session. But
No, I was actually
bad.
gonna play along with it. But okay.
no, it's good.
Alright, so
You actually
then
made life. I appreciate
you
it.
go there. They cast a few rituals on you, and they discover that yes, there is in fact a magical effect that is preventing you from accessing certain parts of your mind and soul. Currently, they don't really know enough, and it seems like this would be higher level magic. So they try a couple of spells. They try some greater restoration and dispel magics and all that sort of stuff, and it doesn't seem to take. So they take some tinctures and small vials of liquids out, and they place them against your forehead and do a couple more rituals, and the liquid changes color. And it looks almost like there are clouds in it, or some sort of flowing of air in these vials of liquid. And they say that they're going, and they want to study that. They say that they have extracted some of the magic that was blocking you. And you remember you remember big things now. Really big, important things, like maybe your parents' names. Things like that. They take a small. Basically they take a sample of the magic that addles your mind, and they are going to sift through it and see if they can get more, shall we say, game mechanics out of it, and see what the level is and what the spell is and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to take a while. A day, maybe 2. Yeah, it's going to take a hot minute. Girl. So that's what you get.
Okay.
From now. It's a start.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have a trickle, a short trickle, shall we say, of memories that remind you of.
I think like just the image of mother and father and me. Yeah, I'll start with that one. I can like say, oh hey, I know what my parents look like. Cool.
Okay, so that'll take a few hours with travel time and then the rituals and second opinions and all that. So, Athen, what do you want to do with your day?
Fuck. Well,
You wake up and Talia's gone.
is there any enchantments I can get applied to my weapons, even though they're already really good?
Yes.
I don't know. I have some extra gold. I just want to see.
There are, in fact, yes, there are enchantments. These are already considered magical weapons, so mixing enchantments is a little bit of a risk.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
And it tends to get relatively pricey relatively quickly.
You know what? I have a cape. What can we do with this?
You can make it a cape of billowing. Just I'll give you that for almost free.
Could I, am I able to get something that's related to stealth, help me hide a lot?
Yes, sure. That's easy.
Actually, yeah, that's what I wanted.
You don't want a cape like Doctor Strange that like aids you with that.
Well, that.
It'd be really nice though to be like undetected or at least considered invisible in combat, because that gives me an advantage on my attack. Unseen targets or hidden enemies get advantage on attack rolls. And if I can be unseen, well.
Making him work.
So, stealth and invisibility, rather. If we do invisibility for maybe a minute, that breaks when you attack or cast a spell, or if you are too loud in general. We could just do like a +1 to stealth. You could a +2 would probably be out of your price range, but +1 to stealth. We could simply do something like a spell effect. There's quite a few of those. Pass without a trace, and other things like that that would make you difficult to see. There's ones that make your image somewhat vibrate, so it imposes disadvantage on attacks against you.
That would.
Yes. I remember some girl used that in one of my games to great effect indeed. You already have you already have at least one TP spell with your Horizon Walker.
Yeah.
Could do when you're wearing this cloak, you cannot be scryed, or you are immune to divination magic. If you want something a little bit more broad and less combat focused. There's here's face touch. Could have so when you move, so when you're stealthed, your movement speed tends to be halved. We could remove that, and you could have regular movement speed. Yeah, you could do that. You might be able to get a +1 out of that. You might be able to get both, because movement isn't that great all by itself. It's nice, for sure, but that's
something right there. Is that same penalty of movement applied to being invisible?
No, you can move whatever distance you want. It's just that attacking and just casting spells and usually talking will get rid of it as well. There is there is greater invisibility that does not have those limitations, but that's
a lot of money, I imagine.
It's a 4th level illusion. You or a creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends. That's all it is. Yeah, so that would not be cheap.
I'll go for that, like, 1 minute invisibility then. That could be useful in a lot of stealth stuff.
Okay. Invisibility second. So that'll be close. Yeah, I know. How much do you have? Just tell me that. Well, I'm thinking like 75 or 100. Oh, you got 250 at the least.
Yeah, I got 367 or 362 gold.
Okay, so yeah, it'll be 70, and it'll be at least like 2, maybe 3 days to enchant the item.
Okay.
Alright. So you can have that, and then you will have invisibility that lasts for 1 minute. That is broken if you attack, cast a spell, or speak louder than a whisper. You can do this once per, let's say, short rest, and hope that's not OP.
I'll find a way.
Yeah, you will.
Cool. Well, now I'm gonna start using my obscuring whenever we're in the forest and stuff. So, if we do get into a fight, I'm just gonna go sparring in this boys. Y'all handle that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we get into a fight, y'all are on your own. I'm out.
There's a lot of stuff I can do with this now, though. It's gonna be nice.
I don't need you. I can reach.
Preach it.
I can take twice as many hits as you.
Oh.
Yep.
I should say, or if you take damage.
Yeah.
As well, in case somebody actually hits you.
Yeah, because my AC went up.
Well, no, I'm saying for the invisibility cloak, if somebody accidentally does manage to hit him.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
Well, it just wouldn't it take, like, say, a missed arrow, like, that skips it, you know, gives it just right,
Mysterio, yeah, could have a chance just by sheer luck.
or
They
But, like-
put attack at disadvantage against
What about-
invisible targets.
Yeah, to attack me.
what about like
Yeah.
an earthquake or like a disturbance in nature?
Probably
Like
not.
Like a
Yeah,
wind.
invisibility doesn't make you immune to an earthquake. I don't.
Well, yeah, it doesn't make you immune to it, but environmental damage probably won't. Like when you were in Zivko's lair getting
Yeah.
electrocuted, that probably would not have made him.
I'm gonna hide from the
Visible.
lightning.
Yeah, that's you see, he's gonna take the damage, but he's still gonna be invisible. So
Okay.
it's
Just see a random spot get electrocuted. and you're like,
yeah.
Ow!
You just he gets hit like 3 or 4 times. You just see a pile of dust spring up as he collapses on the floor. Like where's
Pool of blood starts
Olympian?
emerging from nowhere.
Yeah. Well, where'd Athen goes? I hope he's okay. I'm sure he made it out. Let's just leave. They will never find you unless they like light up the whole room with a spell. They're like, oh, he's dead. Well,
No. You can run.
yeah. Who wants his cloak?
Loot the bodies on the floor. Loot the bodies on
You
the
should buy a cloak as well, Raugum, to get. No, I'll tell you when I get back.
Yeah, there's no need to tell him about it before it happens.
I think I have a plain cloak
Oh,
Yeah, you should enchant that.
with what?
I don't know, the one that gives you the image that like vibrates.
So like undoing yours.
it's 2 different cloaks. It's 2 different.
Well, undoing his
enchantments.
effect.
No, you're doing an effect that would give people disadvantage on their attacks against you.
How much is?
Just
It's
give your bank account. I'll go figure it out.
yeah. It costs what it costs. Don't
Well,
worry
if it
about
costs-
it.
Cost 70 gold. I'll take it like 200.
Well, if it costs something similar, I should be able to. I think.
Shit. Yeah,
Cost a
it'll
coin to
probably,
your Witcher.
it'll probably be a little bit more, but close. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, where's my thing? Yeah.
Invisibility is nice, but being able to like get disadvantage on every attack, that's huge.
Especially when you're doing reckless.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you've pretty much turned
I'm gonna have to
taking
think.
half damage to like taking quarter.
It's,
That would be annoying for a DM.
yes, it would. It's okay. The DM will just start with AOE spells and problem solved.
Well, especially if I have.
None of you are rogues. So.
I'm just gonna
That's
start
what I-
running.
Especially if I have that too, because anything that's not against me also is disadvantage.
Well, right, but it's not. But it's not. They don't. It doesn't stack, so it doesn't matter. But
Wait, what the fuck?
Just gonna run to like a really far place, and I would just use sharpshooter.
You're
I
saying
ain't dealing
so?
with your shit.
Joe shit.
Anyways,
Plains,
so-
what did you do?
It's
no, I'm just getting an enchantment.
Oh.
It's gonna be like 2 to 3 days probably.
I allowed it.
How much did it cost?
I'm probably being
70
too,
gold.
I'm definitely being too nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Got myself an invisibility cloak.
A cloak of invisibility for 70 gold?
Well, it's like it's a 1-minute spell.
They-
I cast it, go invisible, and it's broken by attack or spell or loud stuff. It's restored on short rest.
yeah, it's
Interesting.
Still pretty strong.
it is. It is bet for the low price of
70 fucking gold.
yeah.
They should be handling it like
This is
2080.
this is why the prices are ridiculous in the books. But
I mean, you're not. We can't really expect you to go through and freaking go through the entire book and revamp the economy system. So
Yeah.
well, once you get to be high enough level, you don't really need this crap. It's like
you can just walk through them.
you got the,
Screw invisibility.
Yeah, remember power word kill? Like you get high enough level, you don't need to worry about a cloak and invisibility. Who cares?
You don't even have to worry about a weapon.
No, yeah.
You can fucking say power. Say the power word for kill.
Just be like, I'm gonna kill you. You? than you. So it
And then
makes
take a
sense
short
to-
rest, and you got all those charges back.
Well, for a warlock, yes, but not for a regular.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, I feel I'm trying to give, and you know, if there's, and it's not like the DM can't just say that it doesn't work this time or something. It's not like I can't come up with excuses for why it's not the perfect defense. Like, oh, I'm invisible and I have this aura that makes all attacks a disadvantage and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, fine. Here, this is an AoE spell. It hits where you are. There's no save. You just take the damage. There.
Bang.
It's a holy, inky fire that clings to you, which is why you don't get a dex save or something. You know, I can still make it a challenge. It's not. I might have to break a few rules, but.
What's life? If you
Or
break
you could be asleep and somebody steals your shit, and suddenly you don't have that item anymore. There are options. You know, who knows? Anyways, so it's 1 o'clock. That's our standard 3-hour session.
Woo!
So
What that means.
I'm still at
You
78% though, guys. I
can't-
still got like a gig to download.
Serious?
What?
Oh, go
I
ahead.
had to reinstall my League client because I tried to open it and it was like, we need to repair, and then it was like, we can't repair because League is already open, and I was like, yeah, no shit. I opened their fucking repair tool,
Well, didn't
and
they just change it so that your League account is a Riot account now?
yeah, but fuck that. I just reinstalled the whole game.
Oh.
Nice. That wasn't.
But I'm at
stupid.
983 megabytes left.
Hot.
At 3 megabytes per second. So,
My internet just got upgraded to 1 gig per second.
no comment.
I also got cable.
Screw cable. Who needs TV? You can just stream all that shit online anyway.
What do you think cable is? Cable internet or cable television?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about cable TV, like Time Warner Cable.
Both.
Both. Okay, cool.
It's TV and internet bundle.
As you do, right?
And I unlocked all my TV shows that
I wouldn't want it.
like certain
I
lockdowns.
wanna know. Can you
Like-
show me? I
Like
wanna know.
Hawaii Five-0 and Supernatural.
Hawaii 5-0.
NCIS, Criminal Minds.
Alright.
So, Tara, tell us about yourself.
It's actually pronounced
What do
Tara.
you want to know?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
there it is.
I
That
don't know.
well,
You
there
need
it
to
is.
share for, like,
I want to get to know you. Well, you're gonna have to work for it.
There you go.
where are you from? What are your parents like? What are
Wow.
your deepest and darkest fears?
What's your,
Could you just give me
what's
a
your
life story
favorite
real quick?
color? Start with the basics. my man.
I'm from San Francisco.
Cat or dog?
I like baking. I like playing D&D.
Okay.
What else do you want?
I don't know. Everybody here just kind of knows a little bit about me, so I was just trying to be inclusive, and everybody
Aw.
fucking attack
Hey,
me for it.
Isaac, calm down.
I'm
Come
not.
here, bring it in.
Bring it in. Bring it in. Nobody's attacking you, Sinai. You're showing interest in someone. That's totally fine.
I'm glad you're taking an interest in people and getting to know them.
Oh boy.
My psychiatrist told me that's what you're supposed to do in social situations.
It is. Don't matter you.
He told me that just stabbing people in the neck is not
Okay, what the fuck? What was that?
We're trying to work through
Away.
this.
I thought we talked about no stabbing. No Russian.
I scared her away.
Yeah,
She
you did.
literally
That's how it works.
left. She literally left. Oh, that's my fucking relationship life right
She
there.
said her mic stopped working.
Nice.
Oh.
Good job. That's fine. You're only gonna get one word responses anyways.
She talks a lot once you get to know her.
That was in fact the point.
Well, she's making it hard to get to know her.
Oh
It's
no.
gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while.
Okay.
Archon is plat 1. God damn it.
Yeah, Arcana's plat. Yeah.
Plat
Super
1.
high plat, yeah. I
Once
saw
he
the-
reaches diamond, he's gonna flex on us. You know that. He's
Happy,
gonna flex on us.
Happy Pappas is still diamond 2. He's deep. No. And he.
I mean, he doesn't. He's not our friend anymore. He doesn't hang
He's
out
my
here.
friend.
Happy is just
He pranks
too
me
good for us.
all the fucking time. Okay, he sent a message and I don't know how he formatted it,
Here we go.
but it showed up as yellow on my screen, so I was like, okay, it's like a server
just-
message or like somebody's
tilde
messaging.
CSS.
Hey, is she back?
Anyway,
Hi.
and you know what it's
Plat 2. He's plat 2.
yeah, and you know what? No, he's plat 1. Arrogant is plat 1. The message said, due to recent report, your account will be banned after this game. And I was freaking out mid fucking game. Like, why is my account being banned? Why? And it was a prank. Just the way he
Did you not notice the yellow writing?
because the way it was written, I really thought it was like Riot sending me a message in game.
Did he do it on stream at least?
No. No. Do I have a message?
Anyway, back to Terra.
Yeah.
We're happy to learn about you. I like to think of this as like a big happy family. And I feel like you'll be more comfortable like being dumb and roleplaying with us if we know a little bit more about you. If you want, we can share our own stories. Mine are not usually happy stories, so I'm just like putting that out there and warning you beforehand. But like,
Let's have some sad stories. I think we can get deep
Yeah.
here.
You guys first.
Let me tell you mine. So, I was born at the age of 8 without a face. And ever since then, I've just been trying to make it work. So I take a Sharpie, write on my square head, and try to make it work.
He's still trying to figure out how to do the eyebrows, though.
It's so hard. It's so hard. The women make it look so easy. That is, if I could see. Anyways, in terms of actual sad stories. Oh, thank God you're here.
Who's here?
Actual sad stories. I don't really have anything terribly sad in my life. It's mostly the people I associate with who have.
you fucking do.
I'm sorry, Synod, that I wasn't placed in circumstances you were.
Yeah. It's great for you.
It is. That's why I'm gonna try and help other people so they can have an equally great experience with life.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine.
Isaac, come here.
That's fine. You know what? My parents got divorced when I was 8 years old. You know what? Fine. Whatever.
Your parents were married?
Okay, goddamn, do you want a cookie? Shit, I'm sorry.
Your parents were married. Fuck, Shelly.
Love that chili.
What the fuck is wrong with
The
you?
one up. The fucking one up.
I don't want to ban you, man.
Why do I hear boss music?
I guess I'll run that for now.
Aw, son of a bitch.